to a special edition of Business with Chad. Today is a very interesting episode because I have my brother Trent, who's going to be on the right side of the video, and then my good friend Nathan, who's going to be on the left side of the video. So they're going to be debating the battle between console and PC games. So let's let them duke it out.
Okay, so this necessarily isn't like he thinks console gaming is superior and I think PC gaming is superior. The way it works out is I think PC gaming is superior and Trent thinks that the Holocaust never happened.
All right, continue.
Okay, so anyway, he thinks that PC gaming and console gaming both have their pros and cons, and I'm trying to argue that PC gaming is superior in every way. So, in what ways do you think that the console has pros?
All right, let me just make two lists. One will be what I think the PC has going for it, and one that console has going for it. PC, I'm not going to argue with you about hardware. Obviously, if you have a better PC, you can keep updating it. The console, they get updated every 7 or 8 years. So if you're the console, you're not going to run stuff at as high of a spec, but at the same time, it runs good enough to where, to most average people, you don't really care. 1080p or somewhere above 1080p, like 12 something, it's not really that big of a difference. Some people it is, but that's a smaller minority. The other thing that I think console gaming has going for it is the online play is a lot nicer. Having an integrated system like either Xbox Live or PSN, I would usually take over most, communications and playing with your friends' systems online. There's Steam, which is probably your biggest benefactor there, but really you just type with people on Steam. You don't really talk to them. It's most people that I see playing PC games, they don't really chat with people as much. You just kind of type around, It's a lot more fun when you get in a console. You can say, I play Xbox, I'll go on Xbox Live, put on some Destiny, we got 6 people in a party, we're doing all this crazy awesome stuff. You just don't have the same kind of experiences on a PC.
Well, I disagree with that. I use TeamSpeak, so it's pretty much like Xbox Live. I'm talking to people all the time.
Yeah, so you use TeamSpeak, but how many people do you think use TeamSpeak out of the, percentage-wise, out of the...
Well, I was saying it doesn't really matter. People have the option to use it if that's what they want to do. So they could do it exactly like Xbox Live, or they could choose not to. So they have everything that Xbox Live has. Plus, if they just want to type the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point, but at the same time, the integration, the ease of use, I would definitely put a big point there. With an Xbox, you just grab your controller, you turn it on, and then you're in there. You just invite your friends. With the PC, you load up all sorts of different stuff. It's not one coherent unit. You load up Steam, you play some of your games, then you got to load up TeamSpeak, and you're bringing up different windows. With the Xbox Live, you just got your party, and you've got your game. Choose what you want to do. It's really simple. For the average gamer, you don't want to have to deal with all the extra nonsense that comes with PC gaming, and it generally just makes your life a lot easier.
I mean, I don't think clicking on Steam and then clicking on TeamSpeak is that much different than like turning on your console and then pressing the middle button on your Xbox and then joining the party.
Yeah, but there's
about the same
there's
amount
certainly
of clicks.
extra steps, and there's other programs that you have to run. And the one other thing that I would say that I would have an Xbox going for it is as far as like games with PC, when they release games, they don't release them for one standard. They'll release them over, like, you buy a PC game now and you buy a PC game 6 years from now. Will they run the same way, or would say, the PC game 6 years from now require a much bigger graphics card, a much bigger disk, you got to upgrade your computer, you spend hundreds of dollars upgrading your computer.
Are we talking about the same PC game or like PC games that are...
It could be just a remastered PC game or anything like that. When you're using Xbox, the Xbox One or the Xbox 360, they're usually out somewhere between 6 to 8 years. The games are all made to that same spec. So you're not worrying about upgrading your console. You just plug it in, stick it on your shelf, and you're done. You just got to buy the game and play it.
Well, I mean, you can play most games at like lower graphics resolutions if you need to. If
you're gonna play,
you just need to buy a new graphics card for like $100 or something.
If you're gonna play it at a lower resolution, then why not just go with a console? Because it's just easier. And also with consoles, generally people play them in a much more relaxed setting. Sometimes you see sometimes people play PC on their laptop, but a lot of people that get really into PC, you're sitting over hunched over on a desk. You got your mouse and keyboard, and you got your little 20-something inch monitor.
Well, I mean,
and
people
you're just
can
going
get really
hardcore.
competitive on consoles as well.
Yeah, but when you go competitive on a console, I have their a race car chair up there, and I lean back and recline, real comfortable.
Well, I mean, that's a matter of preference. The thing about PCs is you could play a relaxed game or you could play a competitive game.
I mean, you can do it with any system.
So, like, objectively, you can play competitively on both or relaxed on both. One's not really
But when you
better than
playing
the other.
competitively with a controller requires a lot less posture and stuff. When I play
Posture.
when I play, say I'm on Destiny, I'm doing Trials of Osiris or I'm Iron Banner or one of the hard, the PvP modes. I'm sitting there. I don't really change the way I sit. I don't sit forward. I don't, scrunch myself up. I just grab my controller and make sure my elbows are properly supported.
I don't really sit forward either. I'm just going like this. They can't even see me on camera.
Yes, you're leaning all the way back.
Too relaxed.
Because like you could easily play like this.
Yeah.
Like here, wait, let me find a citation.
While you're finding that, another thing, you said that if you buy a console, you're good for 6 to 8 years, but I just thought about how there was only a 4-year time frame between when the original Xbox and the Xbox 360 were released, so you only got 4 years out of it.
GG.
Mhm.
Oh,
2001
all right, so
to 2005.
5?
Yeah,
So-
360 came out in 2005.
Exhibit A, probably one of the most competitive gamers of all time
I want full screen that.
in this posture. So
Yep.
checkmate.
Damn. Checkmate.
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, this is pretty
So
exciting.
yeah, you have the option to do either. Oh my god, his wrist. Okay, sorry. All right, where were we?
So the other things that I'm not going to argue with you about, though, PC, I said you can get better hardware, you can run stuff at better resolutions, and the one other major benefit I see to PC gaming is mods.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get like
You can't really do
more
you
of the
don't really do
game.
mods on that PlayStation or Xbox.
You can, but they're illegal, and you get banned for doing them
Well, they're for some games are illegal on PC too, but
for some games.
yeah.
Or
you
like
do
I think it's like
Skyrim
Grand Theft
Workshop
Auto
and-
5.
Yeah, I don't know why I coded that, but
Yeah.
mods they add to some games, but right now the state of gaming, I don't see much use for most mods. Mods are a lot of fun. Trust me, they're a lot of
Why
fun.
don't
I've
you
played
see
some
a
of
use
them.
for them. They're so fun.
But
they add so much more to the
There's
game.
so many games coming out now. There's so much fun. I'm behind. I have a bunch of games I've downloaded and I really want to play on my Xbox.
So you're saying there's too much to do
Ooh.
Pretty
on
much.
a PC? There's
What?
more things
There's-
to do that you can't even keep up with.
there's
Well,
too
I
many
can't keep up with
options.
what's on
Oh
my
my God.
console, so I don't need those extra options. Like, I haven't
Yeah,
even
but what's
started
that
playing
about having
Evolve yet.
extra options?
It's like going to the grocery aisle of a grocery
I have a
store.
job. I've got to
Or
go
the
to
cereal
school.
aisle.
I don't have time for all that. So if I get sucked up all in, Skyrim came out 5 years ago. People still play the game all the time because it's just the mods.
But that's your
So what you're
problem,
saying
not
is
I've
the
played
console.
Skyrim for like 500 hours when it came out.
That's your problem.
And now
not the
if
PCs.
If there were mods, you'd play it for even longer.
And
So
why is
like
that a
what
good thing?
you're saying like the experience for PC gaming is just
It's more
too
clutter.
good.
There's-
It's just so much better
wouldn't say it's
than
too
console
good.
gaming.
I
That
would
you want
say
to stay
that
away from it.
You
It
can't
kind of
really
clutters
decide.
yourself, With a console, you have your library, you have your games, you play the games you want to play. With a PC, it's like, well, I can play this game, or I could, download this, play this here, and I'll download
Yeah,
this.
if you want to, it's a matter of preference. See, on PC, if you don't want to have the mods, you don't have to if you think it'll clutter it up everything. But if you have it on the console, you don't have that option.
You download Skyrim on the PC,
Yeah,
and you tell one of your friends, what are they going to tell you immediately?
I don't know. See where you're going with this.
Everyone I've talked to that has a PC, as soon as they load it up, they're like, oh, if you buy Skyrim, you gotta download the Skyrim Enhancement Suite, and you gotta download this,
Yeah, you gotta
this.
download the Master Chief mod where you get a Master Chief that follows you around.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to download that. I want to
Yeah.
just play the game the way it's
You
meant to be played.
can. You're allowed to do that.
Most people would
It's your
disagree with
preference.
you.
It's up to you. You could do.
I think you're the minority there.
I mean, it's up to what each player wants to do. Is my point. And like you could play it exactly like you would on the console, or you could play it on the PC and have more options. There's no downside to having more options.
I think. Okay, so we'll leave that debate where it is. We'll move on to.
One point
to.
for PC gaming.
Okay. So we'll
Unbiased
move on
moderator
to.
chat.
I would say cost is a big plus. Despite what most people seem to say for the console.
Okay.
I bought my
wait,
Xbox
wait.
One.
We need like a pen and paper to like keep track of all this.
Okay, I think I can manage one of those.
Because I've got this page up that has like a calculation.
Oh, nice.
All right. So
All right. Can you see
I
that
bought my
games
Xbox
are more
One.
expensive on consoles than PCs?
yes, but I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So on the Xbox One or the PlayStation, all games cost $60 when they come out. At least the AAA releases. There's always gonna be like Goat Simulator or something for $10 here and there. But you go on PC and stuff, it's usually somewhere less than a third. Sometimes they're full price, but Usually it's a lot less.
That's about fair. It's about like $40 ish, like 2
So,
weeks after it comes
most
out.
people, most average gaming setups you see people run cost them anywhere from like $700 to $1,000 something dollars. Some upper limit that is constantly changing, but they're usually spending at least $700.
Right. So, all right. So we have that number 700. Let me pull up a note. So we got $700.
I would say that's the minimum.
$700 is what you consider to be the minimum. How many games do you have?
Maybe 10.
10 games. Okay. So you have 10 games.
Most of them weren't $60. Well, I've got a lot of those free games with gold, and they just give you games all the time. And like some of them, like Tomb Raider, was like $13. So
Okay, well I'm trying to get a number.
for $60 games, Battlefield Hardline, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Destiny.
So like how much
Master
would
Chief
you
Collection,
have said that you spent on your games?
Forza. I probably spent maybe $300 something.
Okay, so you spent $300 on your games, and how much was the console?
I got it for $400.
400. So you spent $700 total on everything with
Yep.
just 10 games. Okay, would you say like 10 games is like above average, below average?
It's probably
Average.
right at the average. There's people that have more, and then there's also like there's a lot of games that I've gotten that were all those games with gold and they're free.
Mhm.
So I have more than 10 games. Don't get me wrong, but the games I've actually bought, that cost money and were of significant value. I'm not counting like Goat Simulator or Tomb Raider because they're like $10, $13. It's negligible difference compared to a $60 game.
Yeah.
So I would say 300, 700. 700 is the total.
Because I think like when it comes to Steam, people get like a lot more games. Like they get them in bundles a lot, and you can get like 5 games for $5 or something. I've got a scroll bar, so I think I've got like 30 games. So I think there would be a cutoff to a certain extent. Like if you get a certain amount of games, it would definitely pay off considering games are cheaper on the PC.
Yeah.
Than on the.
I think the main thing that I'm saying is my argument, once again, I'm not saying that console gaming is better. I'm saying that they're both have different uses.
Right.
PC gaming is for someone that plays a lot more and has a lot more games. Console is more casual. You come in, you turn it on, you play. You have a couple different AAA releases. Maybe your average person comes in and plays some Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever their preference is. I'm not arguing one or the other there, but they just come in, turn on. They can play Destiny. They can play whatever they want.
Okay.
And they don't have as many games, and they don't have as much time. So console's a lot easier. It's ease of use. It's simpler. They just go on, download it, buy it, and they don't really. When a game comes out, you don't really look for sales as much. You're just kind of like, oh hey, that costs a little bit less than normal. That made my day a little better. Whereas like PC, sometimes people wait, and they're like, oh, it's not summer yet.
You could say that.
The
about
summer
the other
sale's
thing.
coming up, but
That's the thing. On Steam, there's literally sales on. I've never paid full price for a game on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Every game I've paid for has been at least 20% off, just because like they're always on sale if they're less than like a month old. All right, so wait, let's backtrack a bit to the cost of consoles. I've got this citation here.
Okay.
All right, so if you get a modern gaming CPU, that's $80. You write this down?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
what
Right.
are the specs of the CPU?
I feel like that's on the low end, but maybe they
No,
just come
that's
down
just for
since
F1, X4, or Intel i3. For a modern gaming GPU,
For i3?
that is like what?
i3?
I mean, I'm just looking at the
I
source
think that's
here.
on
You
the
can
Most
just-
people don't game with an i3. At least i5, preferably i7.
I mean, I've got i7.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you can play what is it, Tetris, and
Tetris. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
get,
You play
get
Tetris
yourself
for
some
free.
Pong going on your i3.
Yeah.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
those
that's
Namco
another
games?
thing.
You
You
can
can
play
get
those-
so many games for free.
Pac-Man. You can
You can
definitely
get a lot of
play
games for free
Pac-Man
on
with an
consoles too.
i3.
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna. I don't know.
You
You
cannot
can get, like,
argue that an i3
And
cannot handle
infinitesimally more games on the PC though. Like if I wanted to, I
More.
could download my entire library on a torrent and just not pay anything.
Most of those games, like, do I want to play Bejeweled? Do I want to play a bunch of those free games?
But like
I know you want to bedazzle your
I
clothes.
could play RuneScape, right?
Oh boy, that game is.
I could play Toontown.
I played RuneScape
Yeah.
for 1 hour, probably 7 years ago.
Rise of Nations.
I never really got into it. A lot of people
Yeah.
like RuneScape.
And there's like other games, like for instance, if you go to the Xbox Live Arcade, you can get like an old game that like was on like the first Xbox or like that used to be in like arcades or like a Super Nintendo or something for like $5 or something.
You can go to a GameStop and buy them for $1,
Yeah,
and then you have the physical disc too.
yeah. So like with the PC, you have abandonware, which is like if the game's older than like 5 years, companies don't care about it. So there's torrents about it everywhere. They sometimes they a lot of the time put it up on their own website, just like, hey, here's an exe of the game. You can just download it and play it.
Dang.
So like as time goes by, there are more and more games adding like the infinite amount of games that are just floating around the internet, while consoles have a comparatively smaller library. But let me focus on the cost of the PC. So, modern gaming GPU.
Yeah, $80.
That is like superior to the CPU to superior to PS4 or an Xbox One would be $100.
Okay.
Motherboard would be $60. Memory 4 GB of DDR3 is $30.
4 gigabytes
30.
for a gaming.
Yeah. I don't know.
4 gig. I mean,
I think that sounds a little bit.
8 gigabytes
small.
is usually what most people say you gotta draw the line at. And most of the people I talk to, they always have 12, 16. One of my friends has 24 gigabytes of RAM, like
Wow.
behemoth. But 8 gigabytes seems to be where most people say you want to start.
Yeah,
Well,
the
not
sweet
most
spot.
people. I'm just looking at this source, so we could put that in the sidebar and have people just determine that for themselves.
Yeah, how much RAM they want, how much of.
Yeah. So for storage, a 1 terabyte a hard drive would be $60.
1 terabyte for all those games. My Xbox ran out of space at 500 gigabytes, and I just bought a 2 terabyte external hard drive. So if I need 2.5 terabytes for a console,
How much
and you
is-
have a huge library,
How much is a Xbox One hard drive?
it's 500 gigabytes. Unless you
Yeah,
get the
like, how
Call
much
of
is it
Duty special.
cost?
Well, I got an external
Oh
hard
my
drive
gosh.
for $80.
Yeah,
Wow.
$80, and that
For
held
two-
how much?
For 2 terabytes.
For 2 terabytes. Okay. So that would be a better deal.
So you said it's $80 for 1 terabyte.
No,
for
$60 for 1 terabyte.
Oh, okay.
But I can't see myself using it.
1
A whole
terabyte is too
terabyte.
little for modern gaming.
Yeah.
You want to download a bunch of different versions of Tetris, then sure.
Yeah.
You can store that on your
For
iPhone.
the casual.
Super Mario 64 could fit on there.
I hope so.
All right. The case would be $50, and the power supply would be $30, and that total is $400. So I guess
That's
maybe
a pretty
if you want,
low-end computer.
oh yeah, but if we want to say like add a little more, like an 8 gigabyte RAM,
The Xbox
Should
One
be
is
that.
8
bring it up
gigabytes
to like
RAM.
$500
So if you want
or so.
Yeah.
So you're at $500. The Xboxes now, they're probably averaging 350. So you're saying you said 500.
Yeah, so
So
I
you're
think
150 less for the console, and if you buy more games, the more games you buy, the less it's worth playing console.
Mhm.
But
I think we can both agree on that.
sometimes a new game comes out, and for PC, you need to have different specs, and your graphics card suddenly isn't good enough. Or there's a lot of people that are really picky, and they don't want to run it at any normal specs. They got to put it on ultra high.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's part of the good thing about a PC. Like, if I had an Xbox 360 and I wanted to play something on the Xbox One, I'd have to buy a whole new Xbox One for like $499 or $350.
But you'll get 7 or 8 years out of that Xbox One.
Yeah.
Whereas
Or
with a
4
PC,
Yes. Like
that
with
was
the
from the
Xbox.
Xbox to the 360. How long was the 360 out?
For 8 years. 2005
Exactly.
to 2013.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Can we
that's-
take the average of that? And say
Yeah, the
6
average
years?
is
Okay, 6 years. I'm probably still winning that part of the argument.
Okay. Anyway, so if you want to like upgrade, after that you have to pay like a significant amount of money. If you want to upgrade for one game for your PC, you just pay $100 for a new graphics card, which I think comparatively
For one game.
Well, yeah, for one game, $100. For one game, like $350. You know.
Well,
Well, I'm not saying
There's,
like
like, for
anybody would buy a new
consoles, there's-
graphics card for one game. Nobody would buy a new console just for one game. But like,
I don't know. I feel like it's happened. But
well,
the
if
consoles,
that happened,
the thing with the consoles is
then
there's a
PC's
line in the
different.
sand. A new console comes out, you buy it, and then you're good. There's like a set timetable. You know when stuff is coming out, and
Mhm.
you can base your purchases on. Whereas PC gaming, it's so much more uneven. There's so much more stuff happening.
Mhm.
So it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I need more RAM, or maybe I got to go buy this.
Well, I mean,
And then you
could
just with the Xbox, you'll pay lump sums, or the PlayStation, you'll pay lump sums.
There's a website. I'm not sure what it is, but you can just like type in like, "Can my PC run this?" or something. And there's like this website like, "Can my PC run
Oh,
this?"
If you
yeah.
type in, "Can my Xbox run this?" the answer is always yes.
Well, like if it's for the current generation of Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, if I
Well,
type
like,
in,
yeah,
can
that's the
my,
thing.
can
It's
my
more. It's more fluid.
if I put into
the
my
way a
Xbox
PC
One,
works.
can my original Xbox run the Destiny? It's probably gonna be no.
Oh yeah, is Xbox One backwards compatible with Xbox and Xbox 360 games? Is it like all of them or some or none?
You
I
can
don't think.
download.
Well, you can download.
Like
Well, a
the
lot of them there was a
remastered
cheap
version.
upgrade for them. I don't think the game itself wouldn't, but like Minecraft, you pay $5 and you get Minecraft. And then a lot of them, if you had the disc and then the new console came out, you could turn it in and pay I think like $5 and you'd get the new one. So you pay money and there is a difference. Like you can't put an Xbox 360 game in the Xbox One. I mean you could, nothing would happen. But
So it's not very. Well, it's like backwards compatible, but you have to pay a fee
yeah,
for each game.
it's like $5. I would take that, and plus, if you had an Xbox 360,
Well, I mean,
and you
I would
moved
take
to an
that
Xbox
like in
One,
general, but I would.
then
take
you
it over
have
a
you still
PC
have
or
like I didn't sell
free.
my 360. I still have an Xbox 360. It's on the shelf right below my Xbox One.
Right.
So if I want to play a 360 game, I put it in my 360.
Yeah, but like if I want to play Lords of the Realm 2 that was released in like 1998, I just click the Lords of the Realm 2 icon.
What if I want to play Madden 96? Huh? What am I going to do then?
You try and you jam the cartridge into your disk drive.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. You're
Shove it right
slot
in there.
loading DVD.
Take some super glue and a USB cord, and
And make sure you blow it first, just to make sure it's clean.
yep,
Yeah.
actually probably drench it in liquid first.
Yeah. You know, I found out you can try to repair a disc by putting it up to a lamp and then heating it. And
So,
then
like,
there's other ways
in
putting
terms
it
of
out.
I'm gonna
cost,
tell you that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah,
in
but
terms
I said it
of
was
cost,
possible.
you have a very low amount of games.
I would say very low. I would say to a decent amount for a casual gamer.
Because like
If you're gonna own 20
if you
or something
if you have a
games-
console for 8 years, like you say,
Yep.
are you gonna play 10 games over those 8 years? Are you gonna play one game a year for 8 years?
I don't know. I mean,
Because I feel like,
Destiny came out. That's probably all I've been playing.
but
I
for
played
like
some other
the
games.
I feel
hardcore
like
players play
there
like 30.
people definitely have their favorite game that they go back to. But I think it's fair to say like a game should last you like 1 or 2 or 3 months tops, unless like you really like the game.
Yeah.
You, like find a group of friends that you like play with it all the time. That's just your game. That is your
The other
hobby is
thing
that game.
with console gaming is if you have your game on discs, or you can actually still do it if you download your games through some conniving. But you can, if your friend has a game, like your friend has the new Call of Duty game, and you just want to play the story, he just gives you the disc. You put the disc in your Xbox and play it. When you're done, you give it back. With PC,
Wasn't there like a whole stink about that? Like people were mad that they couldn't share their games on Xbox.
that was
yeah.
before it came out, and then they changed it because they were like, "Wait a minute, this is a terrible idea. Let's not do that."
It was almost a terrible idea.
Yeah, they didn't do it. They almost did, but
Yeah, they were
yeah,
close.
I've done that before. My friend's just like, "Oh, hey, you want to play this game?" I'm like, "Okay, here you go." And like, I have my neighbor 2 doors down. You know, I was like, "Oh, you should play the new Tomb Raider game." He's like, "Oh, I don't want to buy it. The sale had already ended and stuff." So I was like, "Oh, my account was already on his Xbox." I'm like, "Well, just log into my account, download the game, and then play it on your account. And then whenever you're done, delete it, and then it'll be back on my Xbox."
Right.
So you don't even need a disc. You just download it, play it, and give it back. If you want to do multiplayer, that's a different option. But for just playing single player campaign, you can just pass discs around. You can play with each other's games.
Well, yeah, but you could do that on a PC too. You just click, you go open your Steam, you click share, and then it's like the same thing, except you don't have to walk 2 doors down.
I don't have to walk 2 doors down either, unless I want to give them the disc. If it's download, then I'm just like, hey,
No,
download.
she
Well,
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 if
your
it's a
friend's
download,
house.
then it's exactly the same.
yeah, that's how I have 2 games on disc: Destiny and the Master Chief Collection. There's a reason
Everything
I
else
don't
is download.
everything else. That's why I went and bought
And
a
is
2
there still a
terabyte
rule where you can only
external.
share it one time?
No. Well, yes, but you can play it, delete it, and then share it with someone else. It's not like it's like if you share it once and that game is locked down.
So there's ways around it.
Yeah, like
Well, but you couldn't both have it at the same time, could you?
yes, you could. What you do?
Could you infinitely reproduce?
No, not from there. You can. It's up to 2, because you have one Xbox. You put your account on it. You set it as home Xbox, and then the account doesn't have to be logged in to play. You can't do this with PlayStation that I know of. You set it as home Xbox. You lock it so you can still play without being logged in. And the other person is on the account that bought the game, and they play it there.
That seems more like a loophole than a feature.
It works. A lot of stuff on PC is a loophole too.
Like what?
Steam in
Why?
general, when it first came out, it was just kind of like
It was so you could play Counter-Strike.
pretty much.
Yeah. Now
And
it's
then they
like
were just like, "Oh, we could put other games in here, do this."
yeah.
Loopholes everywhere.
Wait, how is that a loophole? That's just how Steam works. You
Yeah.
put games on Steam and you play them.
Are cheat codes a loophole?
Chad, get out of here. No.
Cheat
Chad,
codes haven't been a
that
facet
has
of
nothing
most
to do with
major
anything.
games in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
work
of
on-
achievements.
See, I grew up on the PS2, and that's still the console of choice for me.
Because achievements like add replayability to the game, but you can't cheat to get the achievements.
Well,
'cause
it's
then
not really the
cheat.
console of choice.
Yep.
It's just
So they
because
took cheat codes away.
Well, there's cheeses now.
There's cheeses.
Yeah, well,
I mean cheeses.
cheeses when like you play a game not the way it was meant to be played.
Oh,
And you-
so technically cheating, but still getting the achievement.
Pretty much cheating, but you're not altering the game. You're just using a glitch or something.
That's still cheating.
It's like if you've played Destiny and the glitch, like where you can make the main boss at the end of Crota's End just kneel down infinitely, and then
And then you get the
stands
achievement,
up.
but then you have like this empty feeling inside, like you didn't.
I don't
deserve
even know
it.
if there was an achievement for that. I have every achievement in Destiny, but the hardest one. All the other achievements, if you just play the game a lot, you'll get it. Then there's Flawless Raider, where you have to have your entire raid team go through the entire raid without dying. Very hard. We did it in less than 23 minutes with only 3 people. When you're supposed to have a group of 6.
Mhm.
We only used 1 cheese, and that was just going out of the map, so the game thought that we weren't alive, and it despawned a bunch of enemies, and then we just ran past them all.
That sounds like a pretty.
But
big
that's
cheese.
for 1 part out of 6.
All right. Well, let's stay on topic because
Yeah.
I don't think this has to do with
Yeah.
the differences between PC gaming or console gaming. All right. So, if you buy more games, PC's better. Like we can
If
argue
you're
about
a-
like the differences between costs and everything.
If
but,
you're
like,
a really hardcore gamer and you really care about specs, you play on PC. But if you're a more casual gamer,
Well, I
you
think
don't have as
play
much time, so you got a
casually
job,
on
you got
PC too.
well, you can, but you're not going to be able to do
Like-
all that crazy, insane 4K everything.
4K everything.
Yeah. Running everything at ultra specs, like 3 billion
Well,
frames
yeah,
a
but that's
second.
up to the person. If the person is okay with playing with
Yeah.
like lower graphics, they can. They could play with the super cheap graphics.
Play with their
card.
little netbook.
If they want to play with better graphics, they could pay a little more for a graphics card. But that's up to the user.
The
I
Xbox
think
is
is
just
the
you don't worry
advantage.
about it. There's less. It's kind of like the Apple versus Android debate in the way the Apple is the console where you just there's one iPhone. Well, there's 2 now, but they're almost the same.
They're on like the iPhone 6 or something now.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Well, yeah, I
they
think,
keep
like
coming out.
Android and like
Android,
iPhone
you
are
have so
pretty
much
much
more.
exactly the same. I'm not going to argue with you there.
Yeah.
But it's just like
Well,
when it comes to PC game and console game, like the PC is like a console, more options.
More options, but you can. But if you want to play, if you don't want to play as much, it generally will cost you more.
Yeah, if you want to play like more, if you want to play less than 10 games, then
Yeah.
like the console's better. But like, if you have a console
If
for
you're
10
someone
years,
who-
I don't think like most people are gonna play like 10 games.
But also over that 10 years, how much are
Yeah.
you going to spend upgrading your PC?
What?
Because 10 years ago,
Not a lot.
if you look 10 years ago, how much were the specs on the computers then, and how much did they cost?
they were like dual
Well, yeah, but,
core
like,
processors.
That's the thing. Like, you
Yeah.
don't buy a whole new
So
computer.
you probably from
or-
10 years ago, you probably updated your processor 2 or 3 times. You probably updated your RAM quite a few times. You probably got a new
Graphics
CPU,
card.
I think you
graphics
just
every other
card.
year.
update the graphics card. That's all you need to do for.
the high resolution
10
monitors
years.
sometimes.
I would probably disagree with you there.
The only thing you probably haven't had to upgrade is your mouse and keyboard.
I'd be surprised if you still had the same.
Oh
mouse
yeah,
and
we should
keyboard.
totally go to like the intuitiveness of controllers.
All right.
All right,
Yeah.
so Exhibit A. Just kidding. We're not gonna use the N64 controller because that's goofy. All right, so
It's a cheap shot.
we have it is a cheap shot. So we have this controller, right? So, and we need to compare this to a keyboard. I can't like hold one up right now, so people watching can just look at their own and determine for themselves. So, my wine glass. So this is how you would hold a controller, right?
Yep.
If you're really pro, you go like this for bumper jumper, right?
Nobody does that.
Okay.
It's like-
So
1%.
so notice this. See these 4 whole fingers. Wait.
6.
Yeah, 6 whole fingers on both hands go unused. They're holding the controller, whereas the keyboard is like sitting on a surface. You don't need to hold it, it's just there. So, for what you need to do when you shoot, like we can go for every button and just the PC's superior in every way. If you need to shoot, you need to pull down on the trigger, which takes like this, the quarter second to go from here to here is significant when like the mouse button goes like click, click, like immediately your shooting is more responsive. All right, so, and other things. For instance, your looking and your action keys are controlled by the same thumb. Do you see how counterintuitive that is?
Nah.
when you have the mouse, you can look around and you can jump or melee or reload or everything while you're looking around. And it's superior because you can do so many more things since you have all of your fingers are on the keyboard, whereas the controller uses 6 fingers to just hold the thing. Do you disagree with this or anything, or am I just like going out on
Not so far.
Okay, so for instance, can I have the controller back again? All right, so I think all that's self-explanatory. Like if you would want to move and then like switch weapon or like do whatever action key that is on whatever game you are, you have to like stop moving to do that, which that's kind of goofy. Whereas if you're using WASD on a PC game, you just move while you're doing it, and you can move a lot easier with WASD because if you want to go from left to right, and like this quarter second from going from here to here is a lot different from going like click click. You save a lot of time and you can maneuver a lot easier. Same thing with going up and down. What else is there? I think that's about it.
So,
do you think the
let me
console
respond
has
to this
any
real quick.
benefits? Or
Oh, I'd say that there's quite a few benefits. You're talking about mainly one type of game. You're talking about a lot of shooters, where you're shooting competitive fighting.
Well, I mean,
if you're playing a fighting game, like say you're playing Mortal Kombat or something.
What if you're playing a real-time strategy game?
Real-time strategy game, you
Uh,
can move around, you got thumbsticks. Thumbsticks are the main thing that I like better about controllers than playing on that. Thumbsticks, you're not as quick. You don't have that super hardcore Counter-Strike, ooh, I shot you 0.3 of a second before the other guy.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But the feedback is so much better. Being able to pull a trigger, and in the real game, you pull a trigger, and you shot the dude in the face or whatever.
Yeah, that does feel better.
The controller in general, and
Haptic feedback, isn't that what it's called?
haptic, well, that's what it vibrates.
Oh, okay.
Which most new games have, like pull the
Yeah.
trigger and the gun vibrates.
And both the PS4 and the Xbox One have that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
It's nice to be able to have feedback, and also your buttons have more meaning. Like there's more travel to them, which is a benefit and a loss.
The rumble is a good thing.
You like the rumble? With the PC, it's just click. With a trigger like this, you can adjust. Some games you could pull it halfway down, and like something different will happen.
I noticed that.
What's
in
really fun?
Medal of Honor Airborne, and I thought that was a great way to do sniping because the way have you played it? You know what I'm talking about?
Not Airborne.
Well, the way it happened was
Actually,
like
yes, I did.
the tighter you pull your trigger, the steadier your shot became if you were sniping.
Yeah.
Which was just perfect. Sorry, continue. I just wanted to point that out.
So I go on Destiny. Sometimes it's fun to play. You can if you pull the trigger back, not all the way, and you have like a hand cannon or something. You can see the little hammer on the pistol pulling back, and it's just cool. It's like there's just a cool factor to a controller you don't get from playing on a keyboard. The keyboard, you're just pressing buttons. With a controller,
Right.
you're actually pulling the trigger.
There's a word for this. I forget what it is.
And something about the
Immersion.
bumper too.
It's better for immersion.
The bumper feels more like you're actually punching. Like say your melee is the bumper in some game, versus pressing a button. Pressing a bumper, something about the muscles and goes up your arm.
I don't know about. I have to inherently disagree with you on that one.
When
I
I
feel
play
like pressing
Destiny,
a button and
run around-
pressing a button that just happens to be shoulder shaped
I run
is
around.
pretty much the exact same. I think maybe if you were on the Wii, right, and your melee was like this,
Let's not bring the Wii into
I would
this.
say yeah, that is
Let's
better
not
for
bring the
immersion,
Wii into this.
but wrong for like
Okay.
a bunch of other reasons. Like it's cooler, but it's like counterintuitive. Like have you seen like there was a thing for Dead Space 3? They were like, yeah, like we got this cool voice activated thing where it's like you can reload by saying reload, and then your character like watch this reload,
Like
and then your
Siri?
character reloads, and we're like.
That's
You
what
could also
Siri-
press B and
Yeah.
then reload, which is a lot easier than saying reload. It's faster.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What is nice is when I'm playing a game on Xbox and I do something amazing. Say I'm playing Forza Horizon 2 and I do this crazy trick combo and my skill meter's off the charts.
Mhm.
Instead of having to like press some button to record it,
Yeah.
you just go Xbox record that, and it records it. And it's not like it doesn't hear you.
I mean,
it works
I
really
could
well.
have my hypercam up and then press F5 and then.
But I want to keep playing. I don't want to go press another button. I want to just keep playing.
It takes like 2 seconds, like.
But those
press-
2 seconds,
press an
I'm
F5.
still playing. I'm just shooting the dude in the face, and I'm like,
No,
Xbox,
it takes
record
it
that.
takes like a quarter second to press F5.
Okay, it's a quarter of a second. You never had back.
Oh my god. Get out of
If you're
your
making
chat.
arguments
No,
about like
no,
tenths of a
no.
second in travel time for a thumbstick, I can make an argument about how quick it is to record something
Okay.
and how much easier it is.
Okay. Let me pull out my trump card though.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're Donald
So
Trump.
you agree that like the mouse and keyboard are better for some games.
It's more for some. Well, I
For,
don't.
like,
I don't
shooters
prefer
and, like,
mouse and
real-time
keyboard
strategy.
for anything. But I
Roller
hear
Coaster Tycoon.
that's me personally.
Microsoft Flight Simulator is better on a keyboard, right?
Wait, say that again?
Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then like Roller
I
Coaster
don't know. I've
Tycoon.
only played Truck Simulator.
I think the Tycoon games are better
I
on a
only played
keyboard.
Goat Simulator.
I would think because like
they have like shopping mall simulator.
like everything that is point and click,
Yeah.
I think the mouse is better for.
I think
Yeah.
the main thing you get is it's more distinguishable relation to where you move your mouse to where you're aiming in a game.
Mhm.
It's easier to shoot somebody once you get used to it. If you're making a jump from console to PC, it'll be very tricky at first. Once you get used to it, I will agree that it's better, and you're gonna hit what you're aiming for more often. But the ease of use and the way the controller works, it's just easy. It's just easier to like learn, and
Right.
it's not as it's smoother. Something about a controller, it's so much like less to worry about. Like when you use a mouse and keyboard, it's erratic. Like sometimes when you first start using it, you're not used to the sensitivity, and it's like, what am I shooting? What am I shooting? Is this guy over there? Over there?
I mean, you could adjust your own sensitivity. Can I whip out my trump card though?
Okay.
Okay. Any game you want to play on the PC, you could plug in an Xbox controller and just play that way.
Yeah, I've heard that before
So
too.
it has what the console has, plus extra options. So every argument you make for the console also goes with the PC. It just has extra.
So the controller comes with the Xbox. We're going back to cost here. You buy an extra controller for like $50 or $60, and you got the adapter or the controller. What is it? I guess the new controllers you just use a phone charger cable, a USB, mini USB.
Yeah. Micro USB.
But
How
you're still
much-
paying
how
a
much
little
is
bit extra.
Xbox One controller.
I think there's $50 or $60.
Oh my god.
The PS2 controllers are like $30, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they weren't.
One of them is a lot better
They
than the
weren't.
other.
They weren't wireless. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they didn't have all the media features.
Yeah, $60.
Wow.
So this comes with my Xbox.
For $350.
Yeah, so for $350, I get a controller. So if you pay your $500 for a baseline gaming computer, which will run pretty much the same stuff at the same resolution as an Xbox.
Or higher, or lower, depending on how much you want to pay.
Well, I'm saying
There's the
if you list your list price was $500, you're already paying $150 more. And if you want to use the controller, that's another $60. So now you're at $560, and I'm at $350. I still pay more for games, but there's still a $210 difference. Where if I don't play that many games,
Well, wait.
I spend a lot
Let's go back. All right, so we're doing 10 games. 10 games.
sure, over
Can we say like 10 games for $60 versus 10 games for $40? Because I know not all the games that you have are $10, or not all the games that you have are $60, but not all the games on the PC are $40 either.
yeah.
And I would think the difference in price would be similar in each one.
Yep.
So if we say 10 games for $60, that would bring the total to $950, right? And 10 games for $40 would bring it to like do the
$960.
math. No, that would just be $900 flat.
Well, if you got the controller,
if we have the controller,
you're
then
at
it's
$960.
$10 more to have what the console has, plus infinitely more options.
The other thing with Xbox, a couple games come with it. When I got my Xbox, I got Rise, Son of Rome, and Titanfall.
Well, there's
for
games
free.
that come with a PC too, like Minesweeper and Solitaire.
I would
And,
take
like,
Rise, Son of Rome.
I can go to
and Titanfall over those
addictinggames.com and find like I could like find thousands of
two.
games.
Stick Wars.
Stick RPG.
I'd still take Rise, Son of Rome, or Titanfall. I'd
Wait.
take the AAA $60 game that I got for free.
Wait, let me look at the rating of that. Because that was one of the games that was like, let's show off the graphics. Of
Yeah,
the
that's
Xbox
pretty.
One.
Yeah, that game. Once you beat it, you're done. But it's still. I think it was like 6 or 7 hours for me to beat it.
Or we're going by hours or going by rating?
Oh, I'm just gonna
Because
say
it's 3 out of 5 on Metacritic.
It's a AAA game. When it came out, it was $60, and I got it for free. That's what I'm arguing. Regardless of how good the game actually was, and like you could have gotten a different bundle. You could have gotten the Master Chief bundle where you get the Master Chief collection and get all those games.
Master Chief, yeah.
That's a pretty good bundle right
Yeah.
there. Can't even get that on PC.
Yeah, you should debate the same game between.
Can you get Halo 3 on PC yet?
I'm not sure about Halo 3. But can't.
Oh yeah, you can totally get it. You can get it for free too. Like I didn't even Google free Halo 3. I googled Halo 3 on PC. First link is like free Halo 3.
Wow. Dang.
I still take the Master Chief collection for free that you get with all 4 of them. And it's got all the remastered Halo 2, and it's got Halo 4.
Well, you
And
can
then
get
they're
Halo
also
1 and
releasing-
2 on PC. For free. Because
Are
I think
the
they're
remastered ones?
abandonware now. What?
Are they the remastered ones with the better graphics?
I don't know about.
If you've seen the new Halo 2, then
I've played the remastered Halo 1.
the remastered Halo 1 is probably the worst one out of that collection. It's
Because
all it is
Halo
a graphics
CE is
upgrade.
essentially it's just a mod, right?
Pretty
It's just a
much.
mod that you paid like $30 for.
Yeah. A mod that was exclusive for quite a while.
Yeah.
But so if you played the remastered Halo 2, it looks amazing. You can't get that on PC. If you want to talk exclusives, console. The other thing with PC is that it's not regular. There's not one chief company that controls. With consoles, ignoring Nintendo for a minute because.
Wait, are you saying that one chief company controls PCs while?
No, I'm saying there's not one. I'm saying with the Xbox you got Microsoft.
So
with
you're
the
saying that's a
PlayStation
good
you have
thing or a
Sony.
bad thing?
I'm saying it's a good thing because they'll go out of their way. They'll pay money to get these exclusives. There's a lot of games on PlayStation that I haven't played, but I really want to play.
Dude, there's so many more exclusives on PC.
Okay.
Like this isn't even a point. Like there's like thousands more exclusives on PC.
We're talking AAA games that you see commercials for at E3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Name 5.
I can't name. All right, let me go to SteamPower.com. Okay, I'm just gonna look at like the top ones. Okay.
So I go on Xbox. I've got the Master Chief Collection that I can play, which is just amazing. And I know
okay,
you can't.
That doesn't count because you can get most of those on the PC. Okay,
but not
wait.
the remastered ones.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I'll go to the featured items. I mean, I can't name any off the top of my head, and I can't look up any right now. I'm trying to like find some. Oh, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. They don't have that on.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly sure.
Are you sure?
Ultra.
Look it up.
Mm.
I think you get it. I know I had it on the 360, and I'm assuming you could probably get it.
I remember they had Counter-Strike on the original Xbox, but you couldn't play online.
It's CS:GO, right?
Yeah.
Global Offensive. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have that downloaded on my 360.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
I don't know about the one, but
There's Kerbal Space Program, Gary's Mod, Daisy. Let's go to the next page. Civ 5.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive was 360 and PS3.
Okay, so that's one.
Yeah, they didn't have it on the Xbox.
Total War. Total War, like all those Total War games. Payday, is Payday on?
yeah,
Okay, Payday is.
they're re-releasing Payday 2 for the new generation.
Euro Truck Simulator. Football Manager 2015.
Football or football?
Football.
Most of those aren't bigger. Kerbal Space Program is the one that stood out for me. That I hear about a lot, and I'm intrigued by it. But the other ones, generally, they're not that good of exclusives. They're all kind of.
What do you consider like a superior exclusive?
I'm still gonna say the Master Chief Collection is the best one, but there's a lot of the
You
ones.
can't call that an
There's a
exclusive,
lot of
but
the
you
ones
can
on
get
the.
all
There's a
three
lot of
out
the ones on
four
the
of those
PlayStation
PC.
that I like too. Like, if like I'm still happy with the Xbox One, but I probably like some of the exclusives better on the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 4, obviously, but the PlayStation as well. Like The Last of Us is really good. They've got, I think it's Uncharted. I don't remember all of them because I don't play PlayStation, but I know there's a lot of them that are really good.
Uncharted and Last. Okay, so that's 2.
And then there's also, can you play Destiny on PC?
No.
Ooh.
Destiny is both consoles, and that game is huge. That's like I've said before, that's the game I played the most, bar none.
Well, yeah, but that's.
So I can't play that on PC.
You played
That's
more than
me
the Ghost
and
Simulator?
10, and I don't know how many, but at least probably 5 million other players. It's a very big game. New DLC just came out.
So
Everyone's playing.
I'll concede that like I'm like going through and I can't find any like AAA games, but like there's like every page you go on, like 9 out of 10 games just like aren't on PC because they aren't on console just because they're like they're just games that are only on PC.
And I think some of that's going to come with time. The new consoles, like they're still fairly new. Was it like 2 years?
Well, yeah, but even on the 360,
The
like,
360,
there
there
weren't a lot
was
of games that
there were. If you go
were
on the
exclusive
arcade
to
of
console.
360, it was huge. There was a lot of stuff that you just would never play. But there's games there if you want to play them. It's how you find a lot. Before they had Minecraft on the consoles, I remember playing like Castle Miner Z or something like that.
Castle Miner Z, what is that?
It's like a Minecraft knockoff.
Is it like Minecraft combined with Daisy?
Oh yeah, no, it was. Well, they just had guns, but it was pretty much Minecraft.
It sounds like Unturned,
I don't know.
which
but,
is exclusive to the PC.
The main thing with PC is you get all these extra games. A lot of them are knockoffs or they're like lower versions. There's a lot of original games too, but a lot of the ones.
Well, yeah,
that,
you don't have to buy the shitty games as long as the better games are an option. But if you want to pay less and get a shittier game, that's an option. That's there. You can do whatever you want. You've got so many more options.
I could pay $10 and get Goat Simulator. I'm not going to play it for hundreds of hours, but
Why not? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Have you played it?
Goat.
Have you played it?
Yeah, I have it on my Xbox. Awesome. Not like I played it that much. I just went on it, messed around, got a bunch of achievements, and was just like, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's on the PC too.
Yeah. But I'm saying the argument where you just buy a crappy game. I'm not even saying Goat Simulator's pretty
There's so
good.
many more like crappy games that you can buy. I don't want to say crappy.
Why is that a pro?
No, it's
There's
just
so
like
many.
you can buy so many games for like not.
If you watch through
there's
this
like
pile,
thousands of games on Steam for like less than $5 that plenty of people have spent like hundreds of hours on because they've got like a simple mechanic that is fun enough to play with. Oh, do you have Arma 3 on PC?
I don't know.
Or on
Arma 3.
Arma
3.
I don't know.
think so.
I've seen, but maybe I saw something
I
online.
don't know. Well, there's definitely like a larger selection on the whole. I think you might
definitely get a larger selection.
I think they
but
might be-
AAA exclusives.
In terms of
There's-
AAA,
'cause
exclusives,
the
they
my-
might be
my main
like
thing
the
is
same.
There's no
in terms of
Microsoft or
exclusive.
there's no Sony for a computer. Like there's no PC mega company
Well, yeah,
that
but that's-
buys exclusive rights.
That's the thing.
Like it's not like Nvidia or like Dell or Asus or whatever. It's just like
It's just
I want
yeah, that's
only
the thing.
Asus computers to run this huge game.
Exactly,
that
that's the thing. People are like, oh, well, instead of making it for like a console where our audience will be limited, we'll make it for the PC where everybody who has a PC
That's where I go back to my
that
ease
can
of
run
use.
it can play it.
I think it's better to streamline it. And if you want to if you make it for a console instead of PCs, if you're going to only do one or the other, I would rather do it for a console because you're going to hit a wider base. It's simply
wider
easier
base
for people to just if it's going to be a big AAA game that you can't play in your family's average computer.
I would say yeah, on a AAA game, yeah, but for like the thousands of other games that are exclusive to the PC that just aren't AAA, that people still have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, Arma's just for the PC, by the way. I looked it up.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's granted that like the consoles have a few games that are exclusive that are very good that the PC doesn't have, but the PC has so many more games that are also very good, like at the same level, and then like a bunch more that are like lower level and cheaper, so like people can mediate like what they want to play.
But generally, it's also nice to play with people. Where you're more sure of what's going on. Like, you play against someone on PC, there's a very good chance they can be modding the game. Like, I go on an older Call of Duty game or something on PC, the dude's flying around through the air, there's balloons everywhere. I don't want any of that. I want to go on, like, that still happens
you can
on
still
really older ones.
people and, like, and they've got, like, anti-cheat systems on games. It's not, I don't think I've played against an aimbot, I think, twice in, like, my 500 hours on Team Fortress 2. It's really not that common.
That is Team Fortress 2. That game doesn't take itself seriously already.
Yeah, so you would think they would be more
trading
common.
system is very. Don't get me wrong. Hat Fortress 2.
Yeah.
Should be called.
Yeah, Fortress 2. I mean, yeah, I haven't played Call of Duty on PC.
Yeah, I go on my Xbox One. There's not really anyone with. There's never any aimbots. There's never any of that. There's just, you're more sure of it. You're more sure that whoever else you're playing is also using the same controller you're using. They don't have some Razer Death Adder or some special.
Aimbots are like rare, just like in general. Just to the point
There's
that
one.
it becomes, like,
There's
a
one
moot
standard
point.
controller. There'll be variants. People can get like those special controllers with like bumpers on the back. But if you've ever used one, they don't really do that much. It's just like, oh, my thing has got a little bit of a stop to it.
Yeah, like on a PC, everybody can use whatever they want because they can.
I don't want everyone to use whatever they want. I want them to use the same stuff I'm using because that way if I lose,
well, that's like the
that way if I
crux
lose,
of
I
what
know
a
that he
console
is the
gamer
better
is.
player. If I lose to somebody, then I know that they're the better player.
So you want
If I
it to
lose
be
to somebody
the-
in the PC, then I'm like, well, maybe he's using an aimbot. Maybe he has some amazing
Hey, an
mouse.
aimbot
He's
and a
got
controller aren't the same thing.
So I'm saying,
So you
well,
want it to be regulated like the
you
other
can't
ones.
you can't do either with a console.
Oh yeah, you can. Have you ever gone like?
I'm talking
On,
about
like,
I'm talking
if you
about
go
this
on
generation.
a
Oh, the older ones, yes.
this generation, they're gonna like. I guarantee when the Xbox One Call of Duty is 2 Call of Duties old, there are gonna be modders in every server. There are gonna be aimbots. And, like yeah, no, like
Call of Duty is a terrible
I tried to
franchise
play
to
Call of
use.
Duty 4, like when Modern Warfare 2 was out because I liked it better than Modern Warfare 2. So like I went on and like every server I played on, there were modders. Like I was flying around. Like they modded it for everybody. Like every server was modded, and
One
they were
they
like
really
advertising
modded-
their modding site that would steal
It's
your
weird.
credit card.
Because eventually they stopped modding. Like, but when I was on the Xbox 360, I noticed a lot more. But I would go back, and when Modern Warfare 2 was out, you play Modern Warfare. You play the first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4,
Thank you.
and there'd be mods everywhere. And then when the next Call of Duty came out, Black Ops, all the modders went to World at War. And if you went back to Call of Duty 4, there was like no mods. It's like it's 2 generations behind.
I
and
tried
it keeps
playing
moving.
both, and like it made me upset because I wanted to play Search and Destroy and World at War because it was almost like Call of Duty 4, and I couldn't. And I tried playing Call of Duty 4, and there were modders on both. And that being said, in my experience, I've experienced modders much more on consoles than I have on PC. And that's like where it's super illegal. You're not supposed to do it, and like reporting people doesn't work. Because like I would report them every time. All I have to do is like change their gamer tag, and they're safe. Like Steam has like anti-cheat systems in place.
Does it take your IP address
Right.
and stuff?
Yeah, they ban your IP. That's how they get you.
Dang. Wow, like Wikipedia, I guess. Sort of.
Yeah, like Wikipedia.
What?
If you make a lot of
There's a reason
If
we're
you make a
debating.
lot of like
Stupid.
scandalous edits,
yeah, yeah,
if you're editing stuff you shouldn't edit, and if it's
Yeah.
like
really inaccurate. Yeah.
okay, what else is there?
You have any more points you want to make?
Individual games.
Well, I mean like
Grand Theft Auto 5 for
The-
PC versus Xbox, maybe. We debated that. Maybe.
Well, I would
Well,
agree- I would
considering
agree
the
with,
game
like,
came
the-
out so
the
much
trigger-
earlier.
The trigger
Yeah.
would be, and yeah, it's better to have it earlier, and having the triggers is better. But you could plug in a controller.
And my thing, one more point I want to say: a lot of games when they're made, consoles, modern day consoles exist, PCs exist. They don't make 2 games. They make 1 game. They make it run on the console first, and then they'll make it most circumstances.
No. I have a citation for this.
And then
I have a citation for this.
okay,
When they run like demos, like at E3 or whatever.
yeah. Are you gonna use The Witcher 3?
Which is great.
You
No,
not seen that? The big thing where
no, you can see it. There's a picture of this guy setting it up at E3. He's like setting up like the console or whatever. You can see like the Windows 8 like desktop on like the console. Here it is. This guy.
you can get Windows 10 on Xbox.
Well, yeah, but he's setting up the console demos at E3 on Windows so they can run better graphics.
Ooh. Ooh.
Like that's how they make it work on the PC first. As somebody who is a computer science major, I'm sure they do it on PC first, and then they move it over to Xbox with their like developer kit
Or PlayStation. But
or their PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if a game runs and it looks good, I'm not saying it's gonna look amazing. I go on, I play Destiny, I play Halo, I play, any major AAA game. It's gonna look good enough to where I don't care anymore. There comes a point where it's the law of diminishing returns. The game.
I agree with you on that point.
There comes a point where
But the thing
graphics
is,
don't
like-
need to if they get
Yeah.
better, that's
like-
great. But I don't really care.
There's a citation
Like,
for that too.
They're when it went from like the PlayStation 2 to like the PlayStation 3, there's a jump there, and that was a good jump. It was necessary. The games looked better, and then from there it went not that big of a difference. Games still looked really good on the last gen. Now that they look better, but I'm at the point now where I go on Destiny, and really, there's not much else they need to do.
Yeah,
I'd
agree
rather
with
them
you.
work on mechanics
Mhm.
and creativity way more than I worry about
I'd
having.
be content with playing like original Xbox graphics the rest of my life. I don't care about graphics or anything.
And I would,
But the thing is, like, PC gamers have the options. If they're the type of people like me who don't care about graphics at all, they can do that. If they do really care about graphics, they could
There's
pay a little
diminishing
bit more.
returns for graphics. See if we
Wait.
can get that up on the screen there.
Wait, what's
that's
the
not
one on the
working.
far left? That was goofy. That was like
Let me see.
minimal.
I think it was, I don't know.
Well, that's
Maybe like
yeah,
Super Nintendo or
triangles
something.
and polygons.
Yeah, it's talking about how if you double the amount of triangles 10 years ago, it would make a massive improvement, but now you can even multiply it by 10 times and it won't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I think we're all
Yeah.
agreed on that.
Going from 6,000 to 60,000 is a big difference, but going from 60 to
Yeah,
600
I mean,
is
Tomb Raider
huge.
had triangle boobs like 10 years ago. Now
The
she's
new
just got,
Tomb
like,
Raider-
a rounder one.
rounder, they're pretty round.
No, not triangles.
Well, at the end, they're still polygons, but there's enough polygons there. They don't need to add more.
Mm-hmm. All right, is there anything else, or I think we can wrap this up?
We're gonna wrap it up.
Do the users
Any
have?
final words? Yep. So yeah, we hope that the individual users will comment below with all of their
Input.
input as far if they think that this was if they think that this debate was a sham, if they think that it was rigged or something, or that it was biased. I'm not biased, but yeah, I was gonna wrap it up by saying that this has been a special edition of Business with Chad, but I think I should wrap it up by saying that this is a special edition of Gaming with Chad.
Gaming with Chad.
Gaming with
Gaming with Chad.
Yep. So stay tuned for more. Have a great day, everyone.